a top advisor to Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and one of the main advisors of the Make America Healthy Again agenda, gave some really potentially deadly health advice to Donald Trump, unsolicited, of course, and technically he gave it during a podcast, not to Trump himself. But if Donald Trump were to follow the medical advice of this quack doctor, who is very good friends with Bobby Kennedy, that's why he brought him into the administration, then Trump would die. Like, plain and simple, if Trump listens to this quack, he'll die. That's how bad these people are at medicine and science, folks. But this person is a doctor by the name of Dr. Aseem Malhorta. Malhotra, who I have talked about in the past. And here is what he said. In my view, President Trump is a remarkable man, almost superhuman, to do one of the hardest jobs in the world at his age. But if I was his personal physician, I'd want to optimize him even further, and the first step would be to stop his aspirin and the cholesterol-lowering medications he's taking that are likely shortening his lifespan and giving him fatigue. Malhotra reportedly argues that if Trump stops taking the statins, that his, quote, brain fog would go away in weeks. Malhotra is apparently so worried about the president's health that he has sent private messages to people in Trump's inner circle. Now, I understand being concerned about the guy's health, because obviously the administration is covering a lot up, and not just with the makeup, but the mental health, all of it. Yeah, there's definitely a cover-up. You know what they're not covering up, though? The cholesterol and aspirin regimen. And this so-called doctor is saying, like, no, taking these life-saving medications is actually shortening your life. It's like Dr. Nick Riviera from The Simpsons. Like, that is who this guy effectively is. He doesn't know anything. He says the dumbest things in the world. And far too many people, like the director of Health and Human Services, Bobby Kennedy, trust him. So Malhotra says that these statins that Trump is on for lowering his cholesterol are causing his, quote, brain fog. Well, let me go ahead and tell you something here, folks. We have seen Donald Trump's medication list. The statin that he is on is called rosuvastatin. The reason that one stands out to me, the reason that that one is so memorable to me, is because that is the pill that I take every day for my cholesterol. Same exact medication as Donald Trump. I've been taking it since January. I had blood work done at the beginning of the year, and yeah, I'm divulging maybe a little too much info, but I had blood work done at the beginning of the year. My cholesterol was a little high, not like super dangerous, I'm about to die high, but it was high. So my doctor put me on this. And of course, in the time since then, I have, lost weight. My cholesterol is going down, so hopefully this coming January, when I do a new round of blood panels, I'll be able to come off it. But the bottom line is that I'm on that same medication that Donald Trump is on, and I've been on it for about a year almost. During this year, do you see me making the kind of mistakes that Donald Trump makes on a daily basis? Right? If that particular statin is causing the brain fog, why are the other people who are taking it not having it? Right? Like, there you go. You want evidence? Here it is. It's not the statins, it's the dementia. And the aspirin regimen? How is that harmful to him? That is something people have been doing for decades and decades and decades. And they do it to help thin the blood, not as much as a blood thinner, but to help thin it to avoid clotting and blockages inside the body. If Trump is on that, it's because a doctor said you need to be on it. Same thing with the statin. So if he comes off those drugs, if he listens to this quack doctor from RFK Jr., he could likely die. This is deadly advice from a moron. And as I've, said in the past, I don't want Trump to die in office. I really do not. I want him to serve out his entire term, unless he's impeached or 25th Amendment. That would be funny, and I'd love that. And I want him to live a nice, long, healthy life. because I want him to live with the shame and embarrassment of everything he has done. I want him to live with that for another 30 years. I really genuinely do. I want him to live to see people hate him. So I do not want him to take this doctor's advice. But if he does, that's on him. You can either listen to the good doctors, or you can listen to the crazy person who's best friends with Brainworm Bobby. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, we're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.